All right. I think we're live. Yes. Okay, so what is going on, everybody? Hey, it's Jason, and today I'm doing my very first live stream right here on YouTube. I think in the new year I'm going to try and consolidate some of the videos and such to one channel just to make it a little bit easier to manage, because I think, between Facebook and Twitter and Twitch and YouTube and the website and my help desk and my email, that's just a lot of stuff to have to keep track of every day. And I feel like some things may be getting falling by the wayside, if you will, maybe dropping through the cracks. So I want to try and consolidate in 2019, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to probably shut down my Twitch channel, and I'm going to focus doing everything here on YouTube. So that should be pretty sweet. What up, everybody? Hey, I see I got some people already joining me, so that's pretty awesome, and I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably not going to do Twitch anymore, probably going to focus on YouTube. I think it's just going to be better to help keep me focused and really put some effort into just a few select social media channels and video channels, and I think that'll work out well. I keep all my video content already that I make, even though it's been limited lately, right here on YouTube. And I think just having all the streams come through YouTube will be better as well. It lets me actually stream in up to 4K, and I've got this really sweet gigabit internet, so I don't think I'm going to stream in 4K. I'm going to try and keep it at 1080, 60, but it's just going to be better than the 720 that Twitch lets me use, so I'm just going to try and use that to my advantage, I guess. So I hope that everyone can hear me okay. I just changed out this camera. I'm actually going to be getting rid of my Blackmagic camera that I was using. I didn't like the coloring and such on the live stream. You can't really do a lot of LUT manipulation here in OBS, and what you can do, it doesn't look that great, doesn't affect it very well. So I think I'm going to continue to use this GH4 or my GH5 is my streaming camera there, and then this one up here is my G7. So nice Panasonic Lumix mix of cameras everywhere to keep everything consistent and just easier for myself. So I guess we should probably just get into it. Let's talk about a couple things in the news as of late. And I'm not the first to make videos on these, and there are far more knowledgeable people out there who've done videos and such on this, but I just wanted to provide some of my thoughts on Street Fighter V and Dragon Ball FighterZ. Both are, in my estimation, good games. I do enjoy playing both of them. However, recently the developers have made some very weird and very bad decisions, I think. First, let's talk about Street Fighter V. So, Street Fighter V, they released Cage. We can leave that as a different topic, and we can talk about that later, but the whole idea is Cage is just a Ryu clone, a dark Ryu clone, an evil Ryu clone, whatever you want to call him. Was he really that necessary? Is he that great? I don't know. I haven't played him because I don't know if I want to spend the $6 on him. Now, it's not because I don't want to spend $6. $6 is easy. That's a lunch. It's not a big deal. But for some people, $6 might be a lot of money, especially if they start to release characters at the rate of $6 a piece, and $30, $36, $42, whatever it ends up being for however many characters they're going to continue to release for Street Fighter V before they finally throw in the towel and maybe make Street Fighter VI. So it seems to me that Capcom is getting away from the Season Pass model that they've adopted for Season 1, 2, and 3, and all the characters. I think it's 15 characters associated with those 3 seasons, if I remember correctly. But it looks like they're getting away from that. You're going to have to grind out fight money to get Cage. You're going to have to pay $6. And where does that line stop? Are they going to stop doing the Season Passes and focus on this per item purchase, or are they going to, or is this just a sign that they're starting to slow development down for Street Fighter V and they're going to shift focus? We've already seen that Yoshinori Ono, oh my lord, has been asked to move on, and they're going to bring a new development team, or a new head in at least for Street Fighter. So that's kind of indicator number one. And then now they're showing that they're kind of changing their model in mid-game life on how they're going to do the future releases. I wouldn't be so upset about it, and I'm not really upset. I'm just kind of like, what's going on? I wouldn't really care so much if they had kind of just advertised or done Street Fighter V this way from the beginning. They could have released it as a much lower cost game. If you're like me, you bought it when it first came out, that's $60. Season 1 was another $30, so now you're up to $90. Season 2 was $30, so now you're up to $120. Season 3 was another $30, so you're up to $150. And then if you buy Cage, that's $156. And then if you want additional levels and stages and stuff, I think they had some of those that you could buy, add those in before you grind out the fight money to do all that. So, the cost of the game really starts to add up. Now, I'm not saying Capcom doesn't deserve their money, because they do. Developers are expensive. Running the Pro Tour is expensive. Running all the marketing is expensive. That all costs money, and I don't fault Capcom for wanting to make money off of their intellectual property. They're a business, after all. They should make their money. However, it seems like the bar for this game keeps moving, and they're not quite sure how to fix it. They're trying a bunch of different things, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. I didn't mind the Season Pass model. It's great. I would have liked to see a little bit more content come with the Season Pass, but what it was decent enough. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but at least we can still stream it and run tournaments on it without getting some crazy permissions or licensing fees or whatever from Capcom, which leads me into my next topic, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Also a great game, huge showing in 2018, a lot of fun to play. The 3-on-3 aspect of it, very Marvel kind of like, and I know a lot of people enjoyed that. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fanatic. I love watching the manga in the anime, or excuse me, watching the anime and reading the manga. I mean, come on. I've got a plexi sign that says Dragon Ball Z here. So, I'm a huge fan. Akira Toriyama, arguably one of my favorite Japanese artists, just because it's so simplistic and just appealing to me. But I digress. The game was awesome, and it was like playing the cartoon, and I really, really enjoyed that. Had a strong showing at, I think, EVO last year, had a strong showing at a lot of tournaments, and then all of a sudden this week, Anime Ascension says, psh, no Dragon Ball FighterZ, it's beyond our control, sorry. And then EVO Japan, also no Dragon Ball FighterZ. And now there's a lot of finger pointing. Is it Bandai Namco? Is it ArcSys? Is it Toei? I don't know that we're ever going to get the right answer, and that is very troubling for me. I would like to see a little bit more transparency from the companies on why this is happening. Dragon Ball FighterZ is probably going to die because of the greed, if that's the case, of Toei Animation. If it were my company, I'd be all about getting as much publicity for this game, because more publicity equals more people buying it, which equals more money and royalty fees. But I'm a simple man, and that's just the way I think. Maybe there's more to it than that, but I would like to see some official response from Bandai, Toei, as well as ArcSys, because I think between the three of them, they owe us as the community an answer as to why we can't have Dragon Ball FighterZ at these major tournaments. So, I don't know. What do you guys thought? What are your guys' thoughts? I'm very curious to know. I posted a few things up on Facebook about it, and in Twitter as well, and it's even more troubling because I just commissioned this really sweet art piece that finally got done. It took about 2 months from a very good friend of mine and coworker who hand drew the Cell over Goku art that you've probably seen me tweet out a few times. And as a matter of fact, let me see. Hold on. Oh, where is it here? Yes. It's very reminiscent of the Street Fighter 02 art here on this case, which y'all can see right there. And I wanted it like that because this is a very iconic piece of artwork. People have posters of it, etc. And I thought, man, wouldn't it be really cool to have a Dragon Ball FighterZ themed Panzer Fight Stick with this on it? And it just got done, just in time for all these shenanigans and possibly that game dying. So that's very troubling to me. But it's still a pretty sick piece of artwork, and it's going to look really awesome on a Panzer when I get that printed on Plexi, so that's pretty exciting. Anyways, okay, so obviously we got to plug a couple things on the website because that's what we have to do during these streams, because the website and the sales from the website help keep me going and keep the streams going and let me buy all these fun pieces of equipment that make these streams, I hope, high quality. Panzer Fight Stick aluminum is out. It weighs 2.5 pounds. That is, I think, about 25% of the overall weight of a Panzer Fight Stick 3i. So if you've been looking for a light, full-size fight stick, none of these small little mini guys that still won't put a lot of weight in your backpack, definitely check out the Panzer Fight Stick aluminum. It's available on the website. We do have a number of them in stock right now. It does not feature the easy build system, and that was one for cost and two, well, mostly for cost. A lot of people wanted a very bare bones version of the Panzer Fight Stick that weighed less, so we made this an a la carte type situation. You can buy the case, and then from there you can add whatever or whatever you don't want to add into your shopping cart and save or spend as much money on that fight stick as you want. They are shipping out of Florida, and like I said, they are in stock, and you can get it in black and white right now. And I think for Christmas, I'm going to open up a pre-order where you can pick a bunch of different colors and with a finish and without a finish if that's your choice. All the same price, but yeah, I want to do that just so these onesie-twosie weird colors that some of y'all may want, you can order that with the aluminum Panzer Fight Stick 3. So that's that. Okay, now let's get on to some more cool stuff. Here you see this is a Mad Catz TE round 2. I think this is round 2. No, just the regular one. I have a round 2 up in the closet, but functionally they are the same. Don't mind this button. We're going to talk more about that in 2019. So yes, you'll notice that there is this fancy hitbox panel on here, no plexi. I have about 20 of these in stock, and I'm still waiting on the plexi to get cut for them, and once they're done, they're going to go up for sale on the website, and you'll be able to pick one of these up and convert one of your old TEs or TE round 2s, and I think even the TE-S to hitbox. So that should be pretty awesome. I know a lot of people have been looking for these, and they haven't been on the market in a long time. So I'm very happy to be able to provide that to the community here very shortly. Like I said, I have plenty in stock. We're gonna probably do pre-orders the end of December, which means just waiting on the plexi just so we can get them sold. And it's not really pre-order because these are already made. I'm just waiting for the plexi to arrive. Let's see, what else? Okay, with this, we have some good news to go along with that. Maybe you don't want to upgrade your TE inside with a Brook Universal Fight Board, a retro board, a tool, whatever you want. Maybe you just want to leave it bone stock, but we know that the stock PCBs, they do not play well with hitbox, and you have to insert something called a SOCD cleaner, a simultaneous opposite cardinal direction cleaner, or an anti-SOCD depending on your terminology, however you want to call it. So back in, I think, 2015 or 2016, I actually designed a PCB to do just that, but there was a bunch of them on the market already. Hitbox was still pretty new. It didn't seem like it made sense to offer something if it was already available in the community, so I just let it go. And lo and behold, all the people that were making them decided to just kind of pack up shop and not make that kind of stuff anymore. And here I am over here selling these hitbox panels, and then it kind of forced people to use easy mods and upgrade their sticks to using universal fight boards. Maybe they weren't quite prepared to do that because for various reasons. $90 is a lot of money, especially if you drop 60 bucks on a new panel. So we designed, or finished the design rather, and tested. The first one did not work. Not how I intended it to work, but we now have these, and you've probably seen me tease these out on Twitter. These are our SOCD cleaners. Here, let me flip that right way up. I'll stick that there, and let me zoom in down here. Whoops, wrong way. All right, there you go. And you can see you've got a little JLF connector here, and then you got a bunch of screw terminals here, and then another set of screw terminals here. This is a powered device, so you're going to need 5 volts and ground to it. Definitely cut a couple capacitors in there to filter the power out, just to make sure these NAND gates work properly and are protected from any inrush of current and high voltage as it gets turned on for the first time every time you plug your stick, basically. And then I gave everyone 4 ground points, and then up, down, left, right for your input buttons here. And voila, now you have an SOCD cleaner that you can install with any of these panels, and you're not going to have to change out the PCB inside. And these are going to be available with these panels for, I think, $9, maybe $8. We'll see. And then if you don't buy them with a panel, they'll be a little bit more, just to encourage you to buy them with the panel because you will need them. What I found works best is tapping into the USB 5-volt and ground point to power the board, because usually they're through-hole solder connections and you can very easily get to them there with a small, like 24, 26 gauge wire, and then you can plug it in here. And then your JLF is just going to plug right in. You don't have to chop those wires whatsoever. And then you just get some extra runs of wire here, and then you can connect it up to the buttons. And with every panel, it comes with one of those little JLF to 0.110 inch quick disconnects. So you can just lop the end off that and use the wires here, and that'll work just fine as well. Looking over here, I do see a couple questions. WASD layout. Yeah, I've considered doing some WASD layout type stuff. I've probably got like 50 designs in the queue that I've worked on or are pretty close. I mean, I've got panels that can support a PCB with Cherry MX switches in it, all that kind of stuff, because I'm not just sitting out here in Japan going to work for 18 hours a day. I come home and I play around in CAD and play an Eagle PCB as well, and design some stuff, and most of it is just kind of in the queue to be slowly released, because I've just got to find the time to prototype it out and test it all out before I show it off too much, because it looks silly when you release something and guess what, it doesn't work. So there you go. Yes, but if I do it, let me zoom out a little bit here on the camera again so you guys can see what I'm talking about. If I do it, it'll be something like kind of the normal 24mm hitbox thing here, and then if the WASDs, it'll be kind of at an angle like this, maybe like 30 degrees off 90 or 60 from 0, whatever your best way to think about it is. But the whole like doing it like this, where your arms kind of tucked in and you're like, carpal tunnel. Nah, we're gonna do it smart, and we'll do it something like that. So maybe first quarter of 2019 if there's enough interest. I'm already working on 30mm panel hitbox panels for these, and then all that good stuff too. So yeah. Tutorial for the hitbox conversion. Yep, absolutely. Now that I've got all my fancy cameras and I've got all these fancy lights actually crammed into this room and easily accessible, I do want to do a lot more video content. And when I do when I get these out, I'll definitely show you guys what I do for installing all these boards. As a matter of fact, I actually have, let me grab that now. I actually have a wrap N right here that you can see I've got open and somewhat, not gutted, but I have all the wires disconnected. Let me try and make less of a mess out of this, because I actually wanted to show this off. So what I did is I've actually already have the SOCD cleaner installed right here, and you can see that the JLF connection that goes to the main circuit board is plugged in here. It's probably hard to tell, but you'll see these two wires coming underneath the PCB. These are going to the ground, the black wire here, and the red, the VCC wire here on the PCB. They're soldered underneath, and then just connected to the board, so that powers everything. And then over here you can see I just grabbed 4 buttons and connected them with some cheapy quick disconnects. Actually, they weren't cheap, they're actually very good quality, but some just quick disconnects and some spare wire I had laying around so I could test out the functionality with a non-Brook board, because it wouldn't make sense to try it on the Brook board that already has SOCD built in. All right, excuse me. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of basically what the installation will look like when you're done here. JLF in one side, power and ground here, and then your buttons here. So pretty straightforward when you just kind of get down to it. If you can't solder, then I would recommend you have someone help you, because that's the best way to install at least these power and ground wires, because you need them. There you go. You could probably forego the ground wire because you're already getting ground from the JLF connection, but I like to have duplicates because safe. Anyways, very well. All right, so cool. There's that. Yeah, easy. And this is a normal SOCD cleaner. Left plus right equals neutral, up plus down equals up. And because the chips that I use, they're CMOS logic gates. They're very fast. They're way faster than your PS3, PS4, or whatever can read anything, so there will not be any input delay associated with the SOCD cleaner. So easy day, very simple. All right, so there's that. All right, now on to the last bit. Let me put this down. Yoinks. Okay, so I'm real proud of, did I say I wanted to talk about this button in 2019? Well, I'm gonna wait. We're gonna talk about this thing in 2019. Not yet. It's good though. Just say no to stop signs. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so in November, I teamed up with Auto DIY and became the exclusive distributor in the United States for the Auto DIY lever system, as well as now through some discussions for South America. So if you're a South American dealer and you want to sell the Auto DIY kits, just shoot me an email, jasenhicks@jasonscustoms.com, and we can talk prices. And they flew off the shelves faster than I thought they would have, because it's relatively new tech, relatively newcomer to the FGC at least, and the people who had been using prototypes were very happy about what was coming. And then as soon as I launched them last month, they sold out within, I think, 2 weeks. And everyone now has the first batch. Pre-orders for the second batch are up. And when I say pre-orders, they get to Florida today, or Monday rather, US time. So that means probably a day or two after Christmas they're gonna ship. So you're not gonna have to wait a long time for them to show up. So that's good. And a lot of reviews are out. A lot of reviews are coming in. I actually pulled a few off and made a quick black and white kind of art house style, don't trust me, here's the reviews video, and been posting that up on Twitter and Facebook. But Greg said it best there, or excuse me, Demon Neiman, and then you said it best. Everyone's loving these kits. They're really good. To kind of expand your options where you can buy them, I've gone ahead and I've started selling kits over to Arcade Shock and providing them some that can sell them. So that way, if you want to buy a JLF and the kits and some buttons and all that stuff, you have one shop to pick them all up from. But if you're just looking for a DIY kit, definitely help a brother out and buy it from me. I'd appreciate it. Okay. Now, during the pre-launch event, we did do a giveaway, and Spooky Melanie on Twitter did win. All you had to do was follow me with a hashtag, and then a retweet with a hashtag upgrade your game, and you were going to get entered for an Auto DIY lever. After about 32 spins, I finally got away from myself. I tweeted about it a lot and found the winner, and Spooky Melanie won. So she opted to get an Auto DIY V5 kit. Here is one. And here is a, brand new Sanwa JLF, fresh from Sanwa Denshi, about an hour up the road from me here. And we are going to install this right here on stream so you can see how easy it is. And we're going to get that shipped off to her shortly after Christmas. Okay, so let's do it. First things first, let's go ahead and open up the box. You'll see when you order the kit from me, you get it in this fancy box with a nice Auto DIY V5 sticker, if that's the kit you bought. And when you open it up, it's just gonna be full of a bunch of parts, like so, and let's just dump them out. All the important bits are bagged up, so you don't have to worry about little screws going flying everywhere. All right, so set that aside. In the kit, you're gonna get a sticker, like that. And I'll tell you guys, and then round 3 of them that I've got coming, the boxes are gonna be a little bit different. They're still gonna have an Auto V5 sticker up here, but it's gonna say Silky Smooth, and that's gonna have a Jason's Customs logo here. Very sweet. Okay, anyways, so in the kit, you are gonna get these 4 screws and nuts. You're gonna get the 3 oversized actuators in 12, 12.5, and 13 millimeters, all indicated by the little dots, as previously discussed in the video as well as on the website. You're getting a little thing of Shin-Etsu grease. You're getting this 2mm Allen key because you do need that for these screws. You're gonna get a replacement body. This is important. This is what makes the whole new pivot system work. You're gonna get these 2 new gates. You're gonna get a square gate here, the FD, and you're gonna get this rounded square gate, the BYF here, that's gonna let you kind of have a nice 360 smooth gate, but still be able to find corners quite easily. And in the case of the V5 kit, you're gonna get the grommet, or not the grommet, that's the V2 kit. You're gonna get the pivot and the pivot parts here. You got 2-piece pivot, one that goes in the body and one that goes around the shaft, and that's the part that the bowl, if you will. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to just do the standard square gate here. We're going to do the 12 millimeter actuator because a 13 millimeter actuator can be very daunting for someone who's not expecting it. So we'll set this stuff off to the side, and we'll just kind of move this stuff out of our way because we're going to need it, but we need to disassemble our JLF first. So if you've already watched the video on how to assemble one of these, you're just going to be bored. Well, we'll talk through some stuff, I guess. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the chat over there. Probably the most difficult part that people have an issue with is taking these 4 screws off from your JLF. There's a couple reasons for that, but the number one contributor, using the wrong size screwdriver. If your screwdriver is popping out, that means it's the wrong size, and you're going to strip those screws out, and you're going to be very sad. Second, they've got Loctite on them, so you got to overcome the force associated with the Loctite. And it looks like my camera battery may die, so if that happens, just say something in chat so I can grab another one out of my other camera and pop it in. Actually, why don't I just do that now? All right, let's see. I did some organizing in the office, and now I don't know where anything is. It's a sad day. Well, those are all Sony batteries. Hang on. There we go. Aha. Okay. Give me 2. I'm still here, I promise. See? Hello. I really need to get an AC power adapter for this guy. There we go. Hey, look, we're back. All right, and that battery's gonna die soon as well. So I guess we better make this fast. All right. Okay, yeah, no new words on the Silent Gen 2 stuff from Sanwa, other than they're supposed to release sometime this year. But I'll tell you, you're gonna want this instead, trust me. All right, so screwdriver here, we're just gonna, see, you can hear it popping out. That's because this is not the right screwdriver either, but it's close enough and it's gonna work. So there you go. All right. More colors for the Panzer III. Yeah, I think so. I have to look back and see which ones I've done in the past, and you know, just get some more going. I may run a, hey, pre-order the color you want kind of setup, like I've done with. See, I already stripped that screw. Damn it. This is the screwdriver I meant to use. Like I'm going to do with the aluminum Panzer, just because I want to give everyone options, and I don't like to have a bunch of stuff sitting on the shelf. Because when stuff sits on the shelf, that just costs money. And I don't like to waste money when I can be spending money on other cool stuff to bring it to the market. So, yeah. So yeah, more colors in the future, I think, for sure. All right, so there you go. Take the plate off. We do need to reuse that, so don't lose it. Okay, let's pop this gate off here. Just push on these tabs like so, and voila, that comes off. Set that off to the side. We're not going to need it, but we are going to need the TPMA, the switch kit here, so we'll set that off close. We're not going to need that screwdriver anymore. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pop the E-clip off in the actuator. So I'm going to make sure I have the tools I need, and hopefully I can get this off easy. All right, there we go. E-clip is off. I almost popped myself in the face with the spring and the actuator. We are going to need the spring, we are going to need the shaft, and we're going to need the top hat, if you will. The rest of the body and the pivot you can set off to the side because you don't need it. Okay, now the next thing I like to do is I like to go ahead and install the body first. All right, hold on, I got a couple questions out there. Will the V5 help make the stick silent? No. All right, so the kit, the silence is these. That's right here. That's what makes all the noise. It's these switches. If you want a silent stick, you need to get silent switches. There's a lot of different ways you can do that. I think the Panasonic switches are a little bit quieter. Omron does make some silent switches. I think you can use, well, you can use the silent JLF TPMA in here as well. Then obviously there's Cherry. And yeah, Demon Neiman in there, he already posted up the D44Xs for Cherry. There you go. That's another option as well. Okay. Oh no, you guys are seeing this goofy little thing on the screen. My bad. My bad. Let's see. Well, oh my gosh. Where's the display button? Huh. Well, I guess when I turned the camera off, it decided to change some settings back on, so you're going to see this stupid thing on my face. Lame. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these this freaking thing installed, huh? Okay, so first thing, we're going to pop these little hex nuts into the body. Just push them down kind of like so. Whoops. That's crooked. Push them down straight so they sit flush. There we go. And then they'll hold into place better when we screw them in from the top of the plate. Okay. Like that. There we go. All right, and then we can flip it over, align the plate, and then use these fancy gold screws to hold it all together, like so. All right. Whoops. All right. Don't lose this 2mm Allen key. They're not expensive, and you can get them at like your local hardware shop and whatnot. So I mean, they're easy to come by, but why spend extra money when you don't have to? All right, so that's that. Good to go. And I made a mistake. God dang it. So I was watching a stream earlier of someone installing one of these, and they made this exact same mistake, and I laughed. I was like, oh man, you chucklehead, you didn't watch my video. Not close enough. And he readily admitted to it. And I just made the same mistake he did that I laughed at. Okay. So good news. We are going to start offering just the pivot upgrades for existing DIY or auto users. So I'm looking forward to that. The only reason we don't have them for sale yet on the website is just want to make sure I get them all in. They should be shipping next week. As a matter of fact, we have completely bought out and almost sold the entire stock of auto DIY stuff. So that's good. That means there's a lot of faith in this product and a lot of faith in my estimation that it's a good product, so I appreciate that. All right. So now, if we do this the right way, we put the pivot in, the first part in first, because this part, oops, let me line it up, because this little notch actually, what the hell? There we go. This actually pokes up through the plate. Excuse me. Interesting. This is not lining up. That's weird. Do I have a defective body? I may have a defective one. That would be terrible. Which means I'm going to have to take apart one of my levers to put the kit in. Yeah, this one is not keyed properly. I don't know if it's this grinding. I don't know if it's this particular piece or if it's the body, but the body's molded and this is actually machined. So, because this is machined Teflon, so that's weird. I can get 3 out of the 4 lined up, but not all of them. I did not have this problem before. Let me see. To the parts bin. Yeah, I thought it too, but no, this is not working. It's one of the little nubbins is not lined up. So the good thing is I've got at least another centerpiece here. Yeah, that one lined up. So I think this was just a defective pivot. So we'll just set that aside. Things like that happen. It's all good. I'm glad it happened to me and not to someone else. All right, let's go ahead and get this all plugged back in. Get this thing going. Now that we actually have it installed the right way. All right, cool. And when we get to the end here, not only is Spooky Melanie going to get the upgraded JLF with the V5 pivot, she's also going to get a special surprise that I will show you guys at the very end. I hope she likes it, and I think with her Twitter handle, she should like it. All right. All right, cool. Now, let's go ahead and actually let's just go ahead and finish installing everything else. Go ahead and grab the little dab of Shin-Etsu. You only need just a little bit, just a teeny tiny amount, and we're going to just gently coat the pivot here like so. When you put it in, you're going to notice it's real smooth anyways, even without any Shin-Etsu, but you put it in just for a little bit extra lubrication, and then voila, boom, just like that. And then don't be like me, don't wipe it on your jeans, but that's what I got right now. All right, next thing, we just go ahead and push the shaft. Actually, you know what? She's gonna get a super upgrade today. Not only is she gonna get the V5 upgrade, as well as the special surprise, I'm gonna put a link in it for her, because why not? And alas, if this camera dies again, we're just gonna have this video here, so, because this one's actually on a power supply. So she's gonna get a black Freak Mods link to go in her prize that she got as well. So we're gonna just put another little bit of Shin-Etsu down here for where the top hat rides. Okay, and that's it. You're gonna still have a bunch of Shin-Etsu left when you're done. All right, we'll drop the top hat back on, like so. Throw the spring on, and then the 12mm actuator, as well as the E-clip. All right, and this is where I have to cheat and use my pliers. Voila, no harm in that, and voila, yes. Good to go. All right, let's go ahead and toss the TPMA back on, push that thing down, and plop the gate on like so. And there you go. Done. Woo! Voila, just like that, huh? Okay. So now for the last surprise, because she's got the creepy Twitter name, she's gonna get my very last zombie ball top, lime green with crazy zombies on it. So if you are watching this video later, there you go. So put that in like that. We'll toss the, pull the top off, grab the thing, tighten it down, and voila. She now has her brand new Auto DIY V5 JLF, complete with a JLF link in black and the Zombie Apocalypse ball top in green, like that. So, Melanie, if you're out there watching, I hope you appreciate this and it becomes your favorite new lever in your favorite fight stick, which one day we got to get you into a Panzer. So there you go. That's that. So let's see, to recap, we did the Auto V5 upgrade. Great. We talked about the SOCD cleaners and the TE2 panels, as well as the Panzer Fight Stick aluminum series, and the future as well. So, and then, you know, we didn't talk about this, but that's okay. We'll talk about it, I promise. So with that, I think I'm going to sign off and maybe charge my camera batteries. It is 8 o'clock here in Japan, so that is my cue to relax for the rest of the evening and maybe clean up this huge mess that I created for myself. And I thank you guys for the inaugural stream on YouTube here, and hopefully you guys will, you know, join me for more, because I want to do more. And yeah, so we'll leave it at that. There you go. No discount coupons for the holidays. For those who have followed me for a long time, you know I don't really do coupons. When I do, it's for very weird and usually interesting or special occasions. And the holidays aren't really a special occasion for me, so I apologize, no. But if you have purchased from me in the past, and you have an Auto DIY that you've purchased from me in the past, you may be getting a special email in the next few days. All right, so with that, I'm going to sign off, and I thank you guys once again for tuning in. Please, 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 make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/JasonsCustoms. Why don't you do a friend on Facebook, facebook.com/JasonsCustoms, and then you can subscribe to me here on YouTube right below. I don't know where it is on the live stream, maybe like over here somewhere. Click that subscribe button, maybe hit that bell icon, and I will catch you guys later. Just as the camera died. Hoo-yah!